Okay, I'm gonna get started. So, Grand Rising loves, happy Venus Day. Friday is a Venus Day. And so green is the color of Venus. And Venus is the ruler of Taurus. And so Venus, the energy of a Venus Day is all about abundance. Because Venus is not only representative of abundant love and intimacy, but also finances. And so being the ruler of Taurus, it's also the sensual experience of being human. So really embracing the sensual experience of being human. And so my DG is like doing some kind of update and it wouldn't work. So you get to actually see me today for the spread. So, and it's a Venus day, so it's probably a good day to do that. Hi, Diana, Grand Rising. And so the altar spread for today, we've got for the sacred geometry, love and power. And so if you remember, love and power is like the culmination of the human experience. It's really joining the most powerful forces, not only of spirit, but also earth, right? And so it's using that power. And if you notice the card, it's the joining of everything. Our masculine, our feminine, all of the elements, even the storm element, which includes all. So it's the most powerful force that exists. And so the love and power card in upright talks about using power for, like in service to, not power over, like the manipulation and control and domination. And so that has gone really awry on Earth now for millennia. And so our whole journey now is to return to that unity consciousness, to reclaim the proper use of love and power, to return to that original state of unity, using power in service to, not power over. And so this card showed up in the upright, in the reverse. Sorry. So in the reverse, it says you have a lot of work to do. And so as the consciousness, remember that these pulls are for the collective. And so the collective is the greatest percentage. That's what I asked for. What is the message that will reach the greatest percentage of the collective? And so the message that needs to be heard is that there is a lot of work to do. And so when you think about love, love is an energy that transcends all emotion. It's not an action. It's actually a state of being. It is our original state of being. It is who we are in our truest form. And love is actually the only truth. So anything outside of love, as Deepak Chopra says, must contain illusion. And so that's the first thing I want you to sit in today on Friday, Venus Day, to sit in the energy of that. Wow, love actually transcends emotion. Even though love has many facets, right? And it can actually permeate every part of our being, our physical being, our spiritual being, our mental being. Love can permeate all energies, but love transcends all facets of being. So it's not just one facet. It's not our mental body. It's not our emotional body. It's not our spiritual body. It's not our physical body. And love is that state of being. So when you return to your original self, your authentic self, your most true self, you are pure vibrational love. And that's what source is. So what we have been created from is that pure vibrational love. So think about that, first of all. And then second of all, what is power? And what does power mean to you? We are actually our most powerful selves in surrender. And that seems like such an oxymoron, right? Like, that's the paradox of the human experience, because we believe that we have to be doing to be powerful, or wielding that domination, that's powerful. And that's not true. That's the illusion that we were taught. And so that is what takes us further and further and further away from unity consciousness. And it also is what implanted that corruption of a hierarchy. And so people believed that some were more worthy than others, and that's what creates the power. And that's bullshit. That's the illusion. That actually creates a wedge for love. So if you are embodying love only as the physical self, or only as the mental body or emotional body, you are actually creating a wedge for the authentic love that you really, really are. And that takes you away from your authentic self. That brings you into illusion. So you are living from illusion, and you are holding others captive. So if you are operating from that place of illusion, you are holding others captive. And I noticed that a whole lot, actually. And so it makes sense that this showed up in the reverse, the love and power in the reverse, that there's a lot of work to be done. I agree. There is a lot of work to be done in that area. Total amount of work. Now, from the Shaman deck, we have the Moon card. And so the Moon always brings the message of cycle and phases and healing and release, and then manifestation and gain. And so the beautiful thing about this card is that it's telling you, really pay attention to, have you been working so hard and pushing yourself into that workhorse mode, and haven't given yourself enough time in that darkness, that place where you can process and recharge and decompress. And so that's what the message of the Moon brings today. And so also on a Venus day, that's pretty key to show up, to say, pay attention to your feels. Have you been resting long enough now you can step out and really be that visible self, your fullest self? Or have you been full for far too long and you're starting to exhaust yourself and you need to go dark? And I love that message. So the combination of the two, asking you to pay attention to the love and power and maybe your misuse of it, right? And then do you need to like go dark for a minute and process that? So I like the combination of those two cards. And we didn't get a stone card today. We got an elemental from that deck. And so wind, beautiful wind energy is powerful, right? And so when you work with the elements, every element has a facet of destruction, and then its gentle nature, purifying nature. But even in its most destructive self, it is still purifying. It creates space. And so wind as an elemental is all about connecting with these mental bodies. And so the thoughtfulness of there's lots of work to do in the love and power, and then the Moon saying pay attention to your feels, and what messages will spirit bring in wind, because wind really brings the message of spirit through the heart. So the heart chakra is the last chakra of matter, which connects us to our earthly self. And that is the element of wind, right? And so bringing the breath into your lungs is also harnessed in this heart space. And so really pay attention to that, the sacred power of breathing to purify the physical body, but also the connection of spirit through the heart. And what are the messages that you're receiving? and pay attention to those messages. Receive on the first try. Don't second guess, don't self-doubt your connection and the power of you through spirit. And so Amuwata is the culmination of today's spread. And oh, I can feel it. You want to show and tell. I can feel it. And so because there's no stone card today, I decided to take it upon myself to share a gift that I received. And I'm so glad that Becca is on. I don't know if she's still here, but my beautiful sister, soul sister this life, but actual sister in Atlantis, gifted me this amazing Veracruz amethyst cluster. Is that not freaking beautiful? And I know the video is not going to do this justice, because even the time, look at that double terminated amethyst, even the tiniest of the points, natural points on this cluster is like faceted. So, and this is natural, y'all. Like, this was not cut by a jeweler. This was cut by God, by source. This is how they grow. These are living things. And so, I mean, check that out. Holy smokes. And I'm not showing this to you to make you jealous. I'm showing to share, because I love you. Isn't it, Amanda? See, Amanda's loving on it. She said, it's so beautiful. I love amethyst. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? It's called a Veracruz amethyst, and it is really powerful. Like I said, even the tiniest of these babies that is growing on here is faceted. Like, I don't even know if it'll focus. Oh, it's not gonna do it justice. Oh well. Anyhow, it's beautiful. I'll have to share photographs of it, but it's so beautiful. Anyhow, so that's because we didn't get a stone card today, so I took it upon myself to share. And so anyway, the culmination of today's spread is Amuwata. And we've seen this one. I love this. This has been coming up a lot lately, and that's awesome, because this is talking about embodying your higher self, and that it is your birthright to utilize your connection to spirit to walk as that wise shaman on earth. It's the sage of higher knowledge, that it is your birthright to have that wisdom. And Amuwata talks about embodying that. So if you really heed the message of wind, you'll be very connected to spirit. And I love the artwork. So you could see how the ajna, the brow chakra, actually connects the third eye and through the crown. And that's how that works. The third eye is not a chakra. I know that Western teaching talks about it like it's synonymous with the sixth chakra. It's not. The third eye is actually not a chakra at all. It is our all-seeing eye. It's our center. The ajna is the sixth chakra, and that's between the brows. But this is where our intellect is housed. And the insidious poison of the ego is what blocks it. So if you are operating from programming, your third eye is probably not functioning. But the third eye is about 2 inches higher, 3 inches deeper than the ajna. And then it makes like this L-shaped trip through the cranium, and the crown is the exit point or entry point. However you are receiving or connecting with that source, with the cosmic source, with your higher self, or the crown star chakra, the soul star chakra. I've heard it called either. And that's the one that spins above the body, about 12 inches above the body. But our own energy body goes about 30 feet above the physical head. And so that houses our out of body chakras. So Anyhow, that is the spread for today. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you sharing your most valuable commodity with me, your energy and your time. Oh, did you? I just noticed that Amanda said she pulled the shaman card for herself today too. It's a strength card. Awesome. It is a beautiful card. And so thank you all, beautiful goddesses that have joined me this morning. I appreciate you sharing your energy and time with me. I love you all. And I am sorry for any misalignment that I myself have caused. Please forgive me.